ahead and get this party started. Wait, we got to get a little theme music here.
Are we live on Facebook?
We are live on Facebook.
Okay, I don't see it, but keep going.
So this is, we're in the eye of the tiger, and we want to thank you all for joining us for Fed Friday. Just a little Friday morning music. Get you moving a little bit, ready for this wonderful information that you're going to be receiving today. This is all about our finances. Okay, so I hope you all
gonna punch out our finance. Oh, okay. I was about to get ready with my eye of the tiger. Okay, I'm back.
Okay, should we punch it out? I mean, I can take it back.
I'm back.
Okay, well, welcome everyone. It's Financial Fed Fridays. This is a webinar for those of you that are just joining us for the first time. This is a webinar that we do every Friday morning at 10 a.m. And along with broadcasting here live on the webinar, we also broadcast simultaneously on Facebook. So if you're on here and you haven't already done so, please head over to Facebook, like us. You can look us up on Facebook at Your AB Solutions. What we're doing here is we're pulling back the curtain so that you can get an in-depth understanding of not only your federal benefits, but also the best retirement investment options. You can register so you can be on here live with us every Friday morning at 10 a.m. at www.ritabrolandevents.com. And of course, head over to Facebook. Tell your friends that are on Facebook and follow us and like us on Facebook at Your AB Solutions. That's where you'll find us there. Now, the whole purpose of the Fed Friday series is just to help you understand your benefits, your money, your spending habits, your personality, your financial personality plays a role in that, and then to support and offer solutions that will enable you to reach your financial destination. And I am Darlene Jenkins, one of the co-hosts of Financial Fed Fridays, and you have my partner there,
Dr. Rita Bailey Rowland. We're really going to change this slide one day to my real name. Just don't tell my husband. Dr. Rita Bailey Rowland.
Yes, Dr. Rita Bailey Rowland. So meet us here every Friday at 10 a.m. Now, before we jump into the meat of the information, we just want to let you know that because we don't know your individual situation, the information that we're sharing here on the webinar is going to be very generic in approach. However, we can customize the information that you hear on here. If you want to see exactly how to apply it in your situation, reach out to us. However, the information, just take what you, the information we give you and apply it where you feel it meets your needs. However, as I said, you can always get a customized plan for anything that we go over here on the webinar. So thank you so much for understanding. So as you know, July is Retirement Readiness Month. This is the time when a lot of employees start thinking about, okay, am I going to retire in the fall? I'm halfway through the year and I'm leaving at the end of the year. So Rita and we just want to make sure that you are ready to make that step. So what we're doing during Retirement Readiness Month is we're just putting all of those pieces together for you. And for those of you who have been following us, you know we're in a series. What we're trying to do to make sure you are retirement ready is we're storm-proofing your retirement, that income that's going to be coming in. Now, in doing that, we've looked at the impacts that could potentially derail your retirement income while you are withdrawing it. Right now, we're going to go over the fifth impact on your retirement funds because we've been looking at the perfect storm. These are all things that when they come together can wreak havoc on your retirement outlook. We've already covered inflation, the sequence of returns, the stock market, how longevity plays a role in affecting your funds. And now, Rita, we're going to be going over the 4% rule. This is great.
Yes.
Get a pen and paper. You're going to want to take notes. So please get a pen and paper. And plus, we have some questions for you as well because we want you to participate. So Rita?
Yes. So and it's so important as we think about this whole perfect storm. If you know, like when there's a hurricane coming, the news reporters, they tell us a few days ahead if they know. They tell you to pack up. They tell you if you stand in an area, make sure you have water, make sure you have food. And if it's too bad, they send you out to shelters. They tell you to leave the area. Remember last year we had some really bad storm, and it was a lot of preparation so that the storm would have little impact on your lives. It may destroy your house, but you think of your finances. What we're doing this whole Perfect Storm series is just to help you get prepared for what could come. But if you don't understand what could come, you could be left not really being prepared. And one of the rules that they went by a lot was the 4% rule. And this was created in 1993 by Wim Bigham, and he's a financial planner. And he introduced this rule. And the proposal was that it was a 50-50 blend of stocks and bonds, and that would allow a person to withdraw 4% of that portfolio every single year, and it would be adjusted for inflation, and it had a 90% chance of lasting for 30 years. He later amended it, which many people don't know, to the 4.5, but he kept the name the 4% rule. And from that time, for the last 20 years plus, it's been a holy grail of planning. So if you go see a lot of financial planning, they're talking about the 4% rule. However, in 2008, Nobel laureate William Sharp, he had some doubt about that, and he began to look at would this 4% rule last throughout the 20th century. So we're going to look at some things that may make us think a little bit different from that. And I know Darlene just and so what they found was that the 4% rule had a 50% failure rate. And in this, because I'm going to go over some things that was done by she's going to flip to that page, but his name is Wade Foe. And Wade Foe came up with some reasons why this rule was simplistic. But who is Wade Foe? He is make sure I have it right. You know, you want to get folks' name and title right. He is a PhD, and he's a retirement specialist, and he teaches at a PhD program at American College. So he's not somebody who just wrote an article. He's well versed and he understands this, and he is really respected a lot in the financial industry. So a few of the reasons he said, one was that the U.S. historical experience is not sufficient. So it's not enough evidence to show that that 4% rule is a safe withdrawal rate. The new retirees today experience a market environment that has a very little precedent in the past. So we got this market that goes up, it goes down. We got this going on. We got inflation going on. We got a lot going on in today's market that rule may not work. The 4% rule also is based on a tax-deferred portfolio. So if any of us have a taxable portfolio, taxes could play a major role. So we're talking about 401ks, Darlene, thrift savings, 403bs, IRAs, 457. All of those plans are tax deferred. So if you think about it, these plans are tax deferred, but then there's taxable, means we got taxes on almost everything?
Yes.
Except for the Roth and especially design life insurance.
Right. So many people, Rita, may be trying to draw down on their stock portfolio. That's going to be taxable gains. That's what he's talking about, how the taxes are going to play a bigger role. Or if you have money market accounts, mutual funds that are not tax deferred, all of these things, when you draw down on them and you're going by this rule, you also are going to be subject to the taxes. And so that's why he's also stating that those taxes are going to play a bigger role than you may expect.
And it's a bigger role, one, just because it's taxes, but two, we never know what the tax is going to be. And so we have some, it's been kept kind of low today, but taxes could go up tremendous. And that's a fear for all of us. Not only are we going to make it, not only are we going to make it with some money, not only are we going to make it with some money without too much inflation, but what will taxes have an impact on our money? Another one is that the 4% rule assumes a retiree has no desire to leave anything to their family, friends, church, or to build a safety margin. And so there's not a lot of wiggle room for you to do anything else based on this 4% rule. And that is a concern for today's retirees, because my grandma and them went home and sat down. But these retirees today, They all over the place. I had 2 in my office yesterday, 3, and they are living life to the fullest, enjoying themselves, retiring, buying real estate, just doing a lot of good stuff that the old retirees did not do.
Right. Retirement is now the second phase of your life. Retirement has been reinvented. As Rita said, you don't just go home and sit down anymore. Now, when you are retired, you start going after your passions, the things that you could not do while you were working because you simply didn't have the time. So you're not sitting at home, but you still need that income. So this information is extremely important for you to understand how it's going to affect your retirement income.
And one thing, darling, I forgot to say, when we were talking about it doesn't have this historical experience, and that was based on Robert Schiller, and he just basically, because right now the bond prices are low, and the market is significantly changing, is overvalued. So what he said, that based on all of that too, there's no history where the bonds are low, the market is overvalued, which basically says to me, there's about to be a real storm coming together, and something's going to blow up, and that's why you need to have these things and prepare. The other one was the 4% rule. Assume constant spending in inflation-adjusted terms throughout your retirement period. So one would need to be extremely inflexible with regard to their spending decisions, or extremely adverse to outliving their wealth to prefer a strategy of constant spending over retirement. Basically saying you either gonna have to live in this really tight box and not truly enjoy yourself, or you could possibly enjoy yourself and not have enough to make it for as long as you do. And that's a scary feeling for most people. Many of my clients are still working, Darlene, and you probably have the same situation, not because they truly want to work. They got 38 years, 40, but a lot of people are afraid to leave because they don't know if they're going to have enough money to make it for as long as they do. Yeah. And that's a fear for most people. Other than speaking in front of people, the second fear, will I have enough money to last as long as I do?
And for those of you that are on here, we can't emphasize this enough. And as the date gets closer and we get more information, there are major proposals to your retirement system that's going to heavily impact the FERS retirement system employees, both working and retired. So as you near your retirement date, the changes that are going to be coming, this 4% rule, the stock bubble, longevity, all of the things that we've already covered during the perfect storm, they are going to come together in the perfect storm for you, because they are some of the changes. Just real quick, they're looking at eliminating your Social Security supplement for his employees, no cost of living increase in retirement. That is huge,
major.
Huge. If you are looking at trying to pursue this rule, especially for your funds that are outside of your pension, no cost of living increase.
And I think it's important to understand, as she said, that when you think of, when they thought of retirement, your Social Security was only designed to contribute 25 to 30%, and your pension's about the same. So that other 40 to 50% was really designed for you to create your own retirement plan. And what happens is that many times we're left to rely only on what we did through our jobs. So this also just tells us that we got to start to put things in place for ourselves outside of our employment, so that we have more control. Because if you work for the government, you can't control what Congress is going to pay. You can have an impact. My husband retired to make that change for him. He worked for the post office. They don't have the best salary. They get a lot of overtime, but their retirement is based on their base. So to make some changes where he doesn't have any COLAs, that could be major to him in our lifestyle without having a plan in place. And the last one is that the optimal retirement income strategies involve changing one's spending in response to evolving market returns and their impact on your wealth. So if your money is still in the market and it's doing this, well, your expenses have to do the same thing. So this year I can go on a trip because the market is doing good. The next 2 years, darling, I've lost some of my money, so I can't go on no vacation. I can't go out to eat. Now, I didn't work 35 years, and I'm now at the mercy of what's going on with the market when I'm in retirement. And the constant inflation adjusted withdrawal strategy from a volatile portfolio without any guarantees is inferior to other strategies. So what they're saying, if you're taking out this withdrawal to a market that's volatile, that's a little scary for you, no matter the types of evaluation measures or retiree circumstances. So it doesn't really matter, which is why you got to have a strategy, an income strategy that would allow you to live the life you want and not be concerned. So we're going to show you a video in a minute. It talks about an income solution that we have, that we give to most of our clients. And they sometimes, when you're ready to withdraw your income, Darlene, they have an inflation. So it allows you to get increases even in income. So she's going to show you that video. We got about another 5 or 6 minutes and we'll be done.
When we retire, we will need to convert our retirement savings into retirement income. But what if the market crashes during our retirement, like it did in 2008 and 2009, and we lose 30, 40, or 50% of our savings? Will we still have enough to continue our income withdrawals? Or what if interest rates on bank CDs or yields on bond funds and dividends on stocks are only 2 or 3% at the time we decide to retire? Will we be able to live on only 2 or 3% of our savings? And if we need to draw down on our savings, making withdrawals of both principal and earnings, how can we be sure that we won't run out of money, especially over 20 or 30 years of retirement? So how do we protect our retirement savings from low interest, market risk, and market volatility, and assure ourselves of a regular, reliable income for the rest of our lives? With a lifetime income withdrawal guarantee. A lifetime income withdrawal guarantee is a contractual guarantee that you can withdraw the same amount of money from the contract each and every year for as long as you live, regardless of what your money earns or how long you live, even if you use up all of your money. Let me repeat that. It's a guarantee that you can withdraw the same amount of money from the contract each and every year for as long as you live, even if your money does not earn as much as you withdraw, and even if you live long enough to withdraw all the money from the contract. However, it is very important to understand that this is not a guarantee of interest rates or a guarantee of market earnings. It is only a guarantee on your income withdrawal. So it does not guarantee that your money will actually earn a certain rate of interest, but it does guarantee that you can withdraw income from the contract as if your money did earn a certain rate of interest. For example, let's say you have $100,000 and 10 more years before you retire at age 66. And let's say that with all the ups and downs, gains and losses in the stock and bond markets, your savings only averages a 3 or 4% annual growth rate. With a lifetime income withdrawal guarantee, you might calculate your income withdrawal as if your $100,000 had averaged a 5% compound annual growth rate, which would be $162,890. Even though you didn't actually earn 5% on your money, or you don't actually have $162,890 in the contract. Because $162,890 is only the calculation value. It is not what you actually have in the contract. But it would allow you to calculate your annual withdrawal at 5% of $162,890, which would be $8,144. And it would guarantee that you can continue to withdraw that same $8,144 each and every year for the rest of your life, even if you live another 20, 30, or 40 years, and even if you run out of money. What's more, if you wait until age 70 to begin taking income, you might get a 6% guaranteed withdrawal rate. And if you begin your withdrawals at age 80, you might get as much as 7%. So the longer you wait, the more you can withdraw. Now, it's important to understand that a lifetime income withdrawal guarantee is an optional provision on a deferred annuity contract, and there is a charge for this guarantee. What's more, a deferred annuity is an insurance contract, not an investment, and the guarantee is subject to the financial strength of the insurance company. But knowing the risk and volatility of investments, as well as the probability of low interest earnings on bank CDs, bond funds, and stock dividends, doesn't it make better sense to protect your retirement with a lifetime income withdrawal guarantee?
You know, it's interesting. If you watch that, it said a few things. One, it says a regular, reliable income is what that offers. It has a guaranteed withdrawal income regardless as to what your money earns, even if you don't earn as much as you withdraw. And if you use up all of your money, it's still going to guarantee you a check for life. So what I always suggest to my clients, what portion of your money do you want to guarantee? What part of your portfolio do you not want to lose, and that you want to create an income for the rest of your life? And if that is a number, whatever that number is, Darlene and I can help you create this retirement income that is guaranteed, that will help you outlive that 4% rule. Because many of ours is, Darlene, depending on your age, is 5 and above. And depending on your age, I have a client, she's 72, she's getting hers, and she's almost at 7% of withdrawal rate. So I'm going to ask you some questions. We thought about this whole perfect storm. Darlene just talked about, we went about inflation, the baby booms, the market fluctuation. Ask yourself some questions as you think about your pool of money. How long will you live is a question that we don't always know. And do you have an estimate based on your retirement age? Do you have adequate retirement income to last as long as you do? When my family is healthy, my mom is still here and she's 92, or I'm 57 and I have no health problems at all, and I exercise and eat well. Do you expect to live 30 years? That's not uncommon. People living to 90, 95 is the norm. The highest group of people living today is the people 65 and older. They're growing. What plan do you have? What plan have you put in place to secure your money against the losses and to ensure it lasts as long as you do? So my thing is, Rita, okay, you're 52, I'm telling my age. When do I plan on retire? And when I get to that point, will that money last me as long as I intend to live? And because the date of death is unknown, you almost have to definitely have a strategy in place. And one of the things we do is that we help you to create multiple streams of income in retirement. Do you know your retirement income replacement percentages to your working income? If you work now a job and you make $120,000, what do you need in retirement based on all of your sources? Okay, I'm getting this from my pension, I'm getting this from Social Security, I'm getting this from thrift, my 403B, my 457, my 401A, if you work in the district government. What is your replacement income so that you can come out and breathe? We have many clients still working, and I meet with a client when we come back from the conference. He is working for a -2%. His replacement income, he's under the old retirement system. He has thrift saving. He's putting in this. He is going to work for -2%. So he is giving the government money to work. Does that make any sense, Darlene?
None.
Because people won't sit down and understand their numbers. You're going to work for nothing. My stepmother, when I sat down with her, she was going to work for $47. She put her paperwork in that next week to retire because she didn't realize that she was only going to work for $47. How short are you in replacing that working income? Okay, Rita, well, I got this, I'm short. How do we replace that? That's what our job is to do, is to help you fill in those gaps. And will that shortage cause you to reduce your lifestyle or in retirement, or require you to work part-time? And for some people, you're going to work stressed out every day, but you can leave, get your retirement. You got a shortage, but the shortage only needs you to work somewhere 15 to 20 hours. That may be what's best for you, somewhere near your house. Like I told people, if I had to get a job and I couldn't find one, I'm going to Panera Bread, but I really want to go to Chick-fil-A because I like their coffee, I like their management, and they off on Sundays. I can still go to church. So, I don't have to have something sexy, but you got to determine what is that for you. And so we just want you to know, start to ask yourself these questions. And if you don't have the right answers to them, or you can't answer it, or if your answer is, I don't know, that means it's time for you to put a plan together. And I see online, we have a lot of people on Facebook. And I have a young lady on there. I know she's Miss Ladybug J. I know she's in her mid-20s to near 30. Maybe she's 30. to be here and to understand this number at 30 would totally change your life than you are at 52. So today, no matter what age you are, it's important to start planning and to strategizing so that you can have the life that you live. What I don't want, Darlene, I love my grandmother, may she rest in peace, but her favorite thing was, I'm on a fixed income. I'm on a fixed income. Everything we got for Christmas was from the dollar store. I'm not disrespecting it. I'm grateful that we got it, but I don't want to have to say that for the rest of my life in retirement. That's a fear for me.
Absolutely. And Rita, if I could just reiterate a couple of points here, question number 2 and question number 6, because I am currently living this with my mom. Now, when she retired, so you have to also ask yourself, do you have adequate retirement income? Adequate now, adequate down the road if something were to happen to you to cause your health to fail. Because when my mom retired, she had adequate income. She didn't want for anything. She was traveling. She had more than enough money. And these are the what ifs when you sit down with Rita and I that we can help plan for you and work through with you, because she had a major health challenge and is still going through it. Now that income that she had coming in is no longer adequate. Why? Her health changed, and she did not have a plan in place because of prior pre-existing conditions precluded her from getting that. She couldn't get it. So we don't want you to end up in that same situation. And as a result of not having adequate income, her lifestyle had to change. It had to change. And we often will think, oh no, I'm good. I have X amount of dollars, but we've not factored in the other what ifs in life that life has to offer to us.
And you know, darling, you said that if they're talking about not giving any cost of living increases, but they didn't make it clear to you that your healthcare will continue to rise in cost. So basically, it's like the older you are, your money is definitely not only shrinking because inflation is eating it up, but healthcare is also eating it up. So what may have been comfortable the first 5 years you retire could be not comfortable 15 years down the road, and you still got, according to your timeline, however long you want to live, another 15 years to go.
Yes, because the new buzzword, everyone on here that works for the government, the new buzzword is cost sharing. You're going to hear that a lot. Make yourself familiar with it. That is synonymous with we're passing more of the cost on to you. Cost sharing. You're now sharing in the cost of your benefits. So you as the employee are going to be taking on more of that responsibility. And Rita, I'm glad you brought that up, because that includes the healthcare costs. Their plans are already in place. That's going to be going up as well. Your share of the cost. That not necessarily of the premiums, but because you'll be taking on more share of the cost because you're cost sharing now.
And we're going to close this out, but I'm going to tell you something. You guys, we got to start to be really, really smart and start to look ahead. So this is my best friend, partner. This is my best, we like this. And if she got one child, I got none. And so one of the things too I've been talking to my clients about is, and they did a study a few months ago. I read the study. I think I told you guys about it. They said that the baby boomers are holding almost 1 million of empty bedrooms, because the baby boomers have these big homes or home. All their kids are grown. So they got 2 to 3 extra bedrooms in their home, and they're empty. And the actual millennials have no place to go. So you notice that everywhere they're going, they're building up high-rise and tiny living spaces, because the baby boomers got to live somewhere because they're leaving out of mom's house. So they're building places for them, but moms can't move out. Moms and them don't want the room. My dad and them don't want the big house no more. But for them to move in a house they bought 20, 30 years ago, it is almost paid off, or the mortgage is $800, $1,200, to a smaller place, but it's $350,000, $400,000. The boomers can't even afford to move. So one of the things we talk about, and you may have close-knit friends, your family, your sister, even my sisters. We think about, like, how do we live this retirement effectively? My godchild, she's in Spain, and she's talked about how they live is totally different. We over here in America, everything is about houses, cars, plushness. In retirement, we need to be thinking. Darlene always said, well, Jordan says she's going to only come to one household and take care of one. Said she said she's not coming to my house, Darlene house, Sophia. She said, I'm going to put all of y'all in one house. And, you think about it. I had already said, that may be not a bad idea. You're there talking to people. Statistics say that when you either marry or have someone in the house, you live longer because you're not in the house alone, just dying, looking at TV. You're interacting with somebody. And we can save on our money and enjoy our retirement. How about we travel 3 times a year? We got 4 bedrooms. You take one, I take one. We ain't gonna do much anyway. Can't get on each other's nerves that bad. So just think about not sure how to incorporate your life expectancy into retirement. Not sure how to incorporate your 4% rule. Not sure how to take all of your streams of income and put them into a plan. Contact us today, because that's what we do. We help you to map out this retirement strategy, because it's going to be critical that you have a plan, because retirement is not just a date you walking up the door and saying, "C'est la vie." It's so much more than that. And if you don't have all of this in play, the perfect storm is going to wipe you out.
Absolutely. And Jeannie, I see your hand raised. We'll connect. If you have a question, put it in there, but we'll connect after this is over.
So Facebook, if you have any questions, if anybody have any questions you want to ask, or you know what, reach out to us, like us on Facebook, because we need to get our Darlene, she's technical, the analytics up or something like that. But like us and share us, because the other thing is that it's no good for you to have all this information and changing your life, and then your friends and family still broke or don't know. They still going to have to come to you to spend your money. So I always say, let me tell all my friends and family, so when I get my money, they won't say that they ain't know.
Exactly. And that is going to be very, very crucial. And for our callers on the line, thank you for hanging in here with us. We can be reached at 301-577-6340, or you can email us at info at your, Y-O-U-R, A is in affordable, B is in benefits, solutions, SOLUTIONS, INC.com, info at yourabsolutionsinc.com.
And we're also on LinkedIn, so I will have that for you next week. So we have good articles on LinkedIn page and on our Facebook page. So we give you good information every single week. If you tune into our Facebook page, not just on Fridays for Fed Friday, if you actually go during the week, we have good articles every other day or every day about money, retirement, just different things. So tune in, read, because the more you know, the wiser you'll be.
Yes, and head over to our website as well, www.yourabsolutionsinc, and you can get a wealth of information there, as well as looking at our previous broadcasts in case you missed some.
Yeah. So it's just thank you to all of the. We had people from the district government. We had Lisa Thompson, Donna Jones, a couple of more people. We got Tangi, we got Adonica, Renee, we got Marcia. And so we got some good people. So thank you guys for tuning in. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. And just remember, Rita, I don't know if you said this, but planning is looking into the future. And so you can do something about the present now.
Absolutely.
Right. So, we're here. Let us help you chart your course. Please, next week, when you come back, don't you just come, bring 2 with you. And if you haven't already done so, head over to Facebook, like us and follow us. Next week, you all, we're going to be broadcasting live from the Federally Employed Women's Conference. If you're not familiar with that organization, we're going to give you a lot of information next week, as well as our normal broadcast. So we will see you next week live from Atlanta, Georgia. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Happy Fed Friday.
Happy Fed Financial Friday. Enjoy your weekend. Stay hydrated.
Yes.
Any questions on Facebook, Rita?
No questions, just, thank you. You ladies on point. Thanks for so much informative information. So that's just all we got.
And if you know anyone who's going to the FEW conference, Federally Employed Women's Conference in Atlanta, Georgia, please tell them to stop by, say hi to us. If it's not too late for them, have them to register for one of our classes. We're teaching credit and debt management. We're also doing planning for your retirement and living legacy, how to create a living legacy for yourself and your family. So pass that information on. We will see you back here next week, 10 a.m., live on the broadcast and live on Facebook. Everyone, take care. Have a
Lucy Lou, smiles to you, baby. I got all your smiles on Facebook.
Lucy Lou.
Smiling back at you, Lucy Lou.
Thank you, Jeannie. Thank you, Jerry. Thank you, Dwayne. Everyone Tawana,
Robert.
Callers on the phone. Thank you, Robert. This has been a blast, everyone. We'll see you next week on the broadcast.
I'm out.